All right, AJ. So there's a couple topics that we want to go over that I think a lot of people would like to know more about, and we're going to go over the basics, right? So, in your opinion, what's the definition of organic marketing? What's the difference between organic and paid?
Organic marketing is just something that you don't pay for, really simply. So you put out a post on social media, or you put out a video on a reel or Facebook or YouTube. All of that is organic. And what that means is it's organically going to get people to see it versus you pushing it out to get people to see it by paying for it.
And what are like upsides and downsides of the organic marketing?
So the upside of the organic marketing is that it's free, right? So you don't pay for it, you just put it out there and people see it. The downside is that you don't control how many people see it and you don't control who the people are that see it. So you might put out a post that's organic and you might get 10,000 views. But if you're a local small business and those views are, across the country or across the world, it's great you got all those views, but those people are never going to become customers. So with paid, you can actually go and put your message in front of the people that actually are most likely to do business with you.
Got it. And what's the difference, for those that maybe are even starting out, they've been in business a while, but just don't get social media yet. What are the different ways to post organically? Like, what are the formats?
Oh, organic content, you have, we'll talk about specifically social media. So you have images, right? So you can post photos. You can post videos, long form videos, short form videos. You can post reels or like short, quick edit style videos, and all of the platforms have them. They're just different names. So YouTube Shorts, Facebook, Instagram, Reels, TikTok is the reel style videos. So you can post videos. You can also do long form written content with some similar. If you were to do a blog, normally you'll have an image with the blog and then the long form content. Well, you can do those same kind of posts on social media if you're better at writing. So whether you're good at video, photo, or writing, whatever you're good at, you can leverage that as a post on social media.
Got it. And what about like when people post? What do they post? Like, what type of content should you be posting?
So there's a couple things that you should be posting. Number one, you should try to help people solve problems, right? One of the best philosophies that I've ever heard is from a guy named Frank Kern, and he says, show people that you can help them by actually helping them, right? So figure out what are some things that you can do or say or present that make people see, oh, these are the kind of things I'm going to do to solve my problem. An example of that is if you're a chiropractor, maybe you put out some videos that show people some stretches they can do right at home that are going to help solve back pain or knee pain or whatever it is. So that way they start getting value from you. So now they say, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. Maybe I should contact them.
It's funny because when you say the comment, help people by actually helping them, right? It's such a simple and easy concept, but everyone is in such a rush to hurry up and sell their stuff, right? And we fall victim of that too ourselves. So we're not exempt from that. One of the things that we've learned is with organic marketing, it's a great way to test your messages. It's also a great way to develop a relationship and do relationship marketing. So you actually build a relationship with the audience that you have, and you're taking your time so people can get an opportunity to know who you are, what your brand represents, and why you're actually doing what you're doing, right? And what about, so should people worry more about followers, likes? Like, what are the things that a business should be paying attention to when it comes to social media?
So followers and likes, I don't want to say they're insignificant because they do present a certain level of social proof, right? So people, if they look at you and you have 10 followers, they might think you're not legit. They might think it's a scam or something like that. So you do have to have a certain level of social proof. But once you have that taken care of, those things are not important, because what you'll find is that a lot of times the people that actually convert into customers, they're watching in silence. So they're paying attention, watching the videos, they're reading your emails, they're seeing what you're saying, but they're never actually reading anything. Like, they're not commenting, they're not liking. So those things, yeah, they're great, but they're kind of vanity metrics, because what you care about is how many people are actually becoming leads, and of those leads, how many are becoming customers. And so you'll get what you focus on. So it's important not to try to focus so much on this big organic, how many views, how many, likes that I got, and focus more on how many people that I get to enter my funnel and actually have an opportunity to sell to.
What about so when you have organic, I know oftentimes when I go out and give speeches, and I'm sure you've run into this too, you always get asked the question, how often should I post and what time should I post? What are your answers to those questions?
You can post as much as you possibly can. If you can post 20 times a day, post 20 times a day. I know that the quote unquote algorithms will tell you that, hey, you want to give space in between your content, maybe something in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. So that way, different times it has time to do this. But if you pay attention to these people that actually have the huge followers, people with millions of followers, go look at their accounts. You might see 10,000 in 2 years, which means that they're posted 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. And that volume allows you to have those few organic posts that actually catch fire and get big numbers. You have to do volume before you try to do quality. I know a lot of people are so concerned about the quality of the content that they put out. Volume precedes quality.
Yeah, in my opinion too, the more volume that you do, that's how you get better. It's kind of like if you take the analogy of you're trying to get better at driving by driving less when you don't even know how to drive. It doesn't make any sense because you don't practice those little intricacies that you don't realize until you actually are doing it. And so by posting more, it gives you a great opportunity to figure out your message, especially if you don't know what your message is, figure out what your audience likes, and then also get your own style. It's tough to build your own style without actually posting content and seeing what you like to do and what you're good at. Here's another question. And is it that important what time of the day you post? I feel like I get hammered with this one specifically.
That's a great question. I'll give you an example. So I have a decent following on my TikTok, right? I'll have, I think 75,000 people, and I've had some videos have 1 million views. I posted a video at 1 a.m. at one time that ended up having over 500,000 views. And so time of day, you can try to hack the algorithm, but these are to entertain people, educate people, and get people to pay attention. And if you do that, it doesn't matter what time of day you post, because it will show to people, and the more watch time you get, the more people are engaging, the more that post is going to be shown to other people who are on the platforms.
So basically what you're saying is the content you're putting out is more important than the timing of the day.
Correct. I'll give you an example. So there's a lot of biohackers out there, right, who are optimizing their supplements, their sleep, they're doing red sauna, lasers, all this kind of stuff. But if you're someone that needs to lose weight, the first thing you should do is eat healthier, work out more, and get your sleep, right? Before biohacking and trying to do all these other things, do the core things. And it's the same thing in your marketing.
Yeah, I would agree. People want to jump too fast into the advanced stuff when they don't get the fundamentals and the basics down. And so what are a couple of tips that you would say if I'm a business owner that maybe has run a brick and mortar and I've done marketing and advertising on maybe billboards or direct mail or more of the traditional style, and I'm way behind in social media and I don't know what to do? What would you recommend?
So what I would recommend is imagine that your ideal client or customer was a 10-year-old, right? With a 10-year-old mommy. I would sit down and I would write down all of the things that they need to know before actually doing business with you. After that, I would write down all of their false beliefs, so all of the things that they think are true but aren't true. And this could be applicable to any business, right? But every business has things that people think are true but they just don't know. And then I would write down all of their fears, all of the things that they're scared of, the reasons why they wouldn't do business with you, and then all of their desires, what are the outcomes that they want. And I would create content around every single piece of that and just talk about how to overcome their fears, how to solve their problems, why the false beliefs are fake. And then in addition to that, you want some social proof. So if you have testimonials, if you have anything that kind of shows that you're actually don't just know how to get the results, but you've actually gotten the results. And that combination of things is really valuable to growing your business.
What would you say to someone that is concerned about maybe they don't like getting on video, but they know they have to do real? What would be your advice?
So the beautiful thing is today, you don't even have to be on video. You can do a voiceover and you can show images. You can use AI to do a voiceover. You can just use the captions and then have the captions read by the AI voice on TikTok or on Instagram. So there's really no excuse not to create content. You just have to find the way that's going to work best for you. So there's a million ways to do it. You just got to find the one that's going to suffice for your business.
And what about from an organic standpoint? Comments, like if people comment on your page, should you worry about negative comments? Should you respond to all the comments? What should you do there?
So I think when you're talking about negative comments, you kind of have to look at the philosophy of your business. I'll tell you one thing: polarity is powerful. And what I mean by that is, I know a marketing agency from years ago that would manufacture controversy. So they would post their ad for a client. They would have a profile go and say a really negative comment. Then they would have a different profile go and say something on the opposite. And what it did is it created this thread of controversy, and it caused people to go and engage. And they got all this organic from these paid advertising. So you shouldn't be scared of it. But if your philosophy, I don't want negative, I don't, etc., then that's okay. But I just want to let you know that there is a benefit to having people on both sides of the fence on your posts.
Okay, great. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this short clip of how to do organic marketing, what organic marketing is, and the most commonly asked questions that we get at our speeches about how to use social media to grow your business. Make sure to check us out. If you ever have questions, check us out on fituremarketing.com. So that's FITURE marketing.com. And check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/Fiture marketing. And once again, I'm Greg, and this is
He did.
and we're happy you took a look at the video. We'll be making some more content shortly. Thanks.